Hey, what's up guys, PJNamines here and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you an overview of Coolman Robin II, a mid-tower gaming chassis that has dual chamber features, which popularized by D&D PC011 dynamics. So without further ado, let's start. Oh, by the way, this is the Lazy Susan that I made specifically for this build, so hope you like it. For those of you which are not familiar with dual chamber chassis, it is basically a two case in one. Primary chamber contains the motherboard and its components, while the secondary chamber contains the power supply and storage devices. Thus, one of the disadvantages of this case is the size. It's bulky compared with the standard. This kind of case are also expensive, though specifically this is the cheapest you could find, ranging from 2,800 to 3,000 pesos depending on your location. Out of the box, the chassis is protected with a soft styrofoam and soft black plug. It measures around 16.33 inch long, 11 inch wide, and 16.7 inch tall, weighs around 7.5 kilograms. Front and side panel are 4mm clear tempered glass for seamless see-through design to showcase your build. There is also an RGB light accent up front, and below that is a small Coolman logo that pretty much doesn't brag. Panels are fastened by thumb screws, so you can easily remove them using bare hands. By default, both front and side panels are protected by a blue film. This unit can fit in a maximum of 158mm air cooler height and 360mm graphic card length. This unit directly competes with TechWare BXR in terms of price and features. Personally, I think these cases are both rebranded models. For those of you which are familiar with BXR, here are the major differences between the two of them. Coolman has an RGB light up here, and BXR is supposed to have a supporting bracket over here. Inside we have a bag of screws, I/O wires, and pre-installed motherboard stand-up screws. Moving on to the back panel, there are no dust filters installed. The drive bay could fit in 2 standard hard drives and SSD. There are pre-installed anti-vibration rubbers for HDD. The drive bay can be removed by unscrewing for easy wire tapping. Standard ATX power supply is installed vertically, size is up to 200mm. There are 7 PCIE slot covers that are reusable, and that's a plus. The unit supports ATX, Micro ATX, and Mini ITX motherboards. Robin II is a steel metal chassis. On top, there is one USB 3.0 and 2 USB 2.0 ports, mic and headset port, HDD and power LED indicator, RGB switch, power switch, and magnetic dust filter. There are rubber grommets that pre-installed for better cable management, spacious cutout for the heatsink backplate. The unit can fit in 120mm case fans, 3 on the top, bottom and side, and 1 at the back. As I have mentioned before, the expansion slot cover are reusable. Power supply area, void slot, and spacious cable management area. By the way, there is no reset switch. Few things that I noticed about Coolman Robin II are, other than the top, there are no dust filters. The LED at front are getting in the way of push and pull configuration. It seems that the side fan mount design has restricted airflow. Those are nothing major, but from the price point, I cannot really complain. And I definitely encourage you to try out this case. Building with this case is definitely an easy one because you can freely move, especially if you remove the front and side panels. For this build, I'm going to use the cheapest that I could find that can perform decently on multitasking as well as gaming. The processor is AMD Ryzen 5 2600. Motherboard is Asus EX-A320M Gaming. RAM is Kingston HyperX 16GB dual channel. Graphic card is Gigabit Radeon RX 570 4GB. SSD is Kingston A400 240GB. Power supply is Seasonic M12 II 520 watts. And a bunch of generic RGB 120mm LED fans. Fast forward to the complete build, since I assume all of you are already familiar with building rigs. After finishing, I can say that this build is the fastest that I have ever made. One of the reasons I chose this case is that I could fit in 360mm radiator easily. No problem placing it on the bottom as well as at the side. You can even devise a way to do a push and pull config. There is no also problem placing the radiator on top. Here comes the RGB Light Show. Few of the reasons why I chose this case. First is the availability, since there is one in a nearby town. Shipping is out of the question. It's very expensive. Second, the features can fit in minimum of 10 pieces 120mm case fans. Summer is around the corner. Lastly, the price. Definitely the cheapest mid-tower dual chamber chassis that you could find. Build quality of the case is fair for its price. It doesn't feel cheap at all.
Yes na ako. Bakit natanggal mo yan? Plastic. Saka din. Ito. Bakit nagtitis? Maganda yung kulay pag may alis yung plastic. Ha? Daddy? Oh. Wow! Gandang kulay. Ganda ng kulay ah. Yung ganda yung kulay.
Hopefully you find this video helpful, and if it is, please do like and share. Also, please consider to subscribe, planning to do some more PC related stuff for now. By the way, if I forgot something or you have a question, please do write in the comment section below. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video.